The Shark Deck.
I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. It's August 1st, so I am in a complete panic. I love the summer. I love going to the beach. I've only been to the beach once all summer, and it's August 1st, so however you split it, time is running out on the summer, and you're talking to somebody who once July 3rd happens, I start going, oh my God, summer's almost over, because I'm a crazy person. Jim Gaffigan spoke to Variety and said, I must have auditioned for Letterman for about 6 years, and I was the last of my peer group to get on a late-night show. And one of the reasons I got it is because he was doing a week of new comics. They couldn't use anyone that had been on Conan or The Tonight Show. It felt like the perception of me really changed because of Letterman saying, oh, this guy's funny. Suddenly I was getting weekend spots at the best clubs, and all the people I tried to meet with wanted to meet with me. You know, Jim, I feel bad for you. You're starting out your career, and then you're so thankful that somebody helps you. And then, you probably would remember those people and call them back when you had a little more success. And they were like, hey, why don't you come up and visit the satellite radio station that you used to hang out at? And, we could have you on a show or do an hour special with you like we did when you had your first special. You could come up and you could... I heard that Jim blew people off. That's what I heard. People told me that. I digress. Jim said, it led to Comedy Central giving me a half hour, which led to me being able to sell out comedy clubs, which led to my first special Beyond the Pale, which just propelled me to everything I'm doing today. Also, possibly, maybe, you'd have to ask Jim, lots of airplay on satellite radio, Friday writes, like every comic, Jim went through a period of testing out different personas in those early years. He tried being the angry guy or the political guy. Before realizing it lacked authenticity, Jim said, sometimes I'll read someone and think, I wish I could write like that, but the truth is, that's not my personality, that's not my point of view, and your point of view is important. He started leaning into his strengths, a likable Midwestern fellow who makes jokes at his own expense about being lazy and mediocre. Jim said, it might be a little exaggerated version of myself. I probably pretend to be more grumpy than I am in real life. NBC.com understands SEO with this headline. Hey, remember when TikTok comedian Matt Rife showed up in Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I clicked on it. It worked. Apparently, Matt Rife was in a 2019 episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He played Brandon Bliss, quote, the most popular kid in school at Jake Peralta's high school. Jake played by Mac Packer Andy Samberg. Bustle caught up with Atsuko Okatsuka and said it's 5:50 on a Wednesday and the tables are already packed. At a comedy show, it's rare to find that partygoers show up on time, let alone 10 minutes early. Atsuko is doing a 6 o'clock show on a Wednesday? What's that about? Bustle should have asked about that. Oh, this was the one for the deodorant company. That's why it was at 6 o'clock. What a weird show. Well, she told Bustle at the deodorant show, I want people to feel seen. Sure, I talk about things that annoy me or have been traumatizing or whatever, but I like to build a community and make people feel not alone and apparently not smell. She began performing in 2012. She helped found Disorient Ed Comedy with the orient between two slashes, the U.S. first mostly Asian-American female stand-up tour. It was only within the last 5 years that she realized comedy could be an actual career. These days, she hangs out with Chelsea Handler. Atsuko said, it's still hard for me to understand when I go to a city that I've never been to and the shows are sold out. And I'm like, how? As an immigrant and someone who didn't dare to dream big because I was so scared that things wouldn't happen, it's still hard to sometimes process and go, whoa, people are here to see me. Her mother and grandmother never saw comedy as a career. They were like, all right, this is comedy, all right, we have no idea. Now, I'm the only comedian my family knows. Her comedy heroes, Margaret Cho was the first comedian I ever saw perform on DVD. I was 15, and honestly, I was so shy and not very social to watch something go, that could be me. That's a level of confidence I didn't have back then. It took a while, but it took trailblazers like Margaret Cho to help keep that dream alive. Her approach to humor, you should play to your strengths. I had a joke about feminism that was very subtle, but it was still very meek because I was silly at first. I joke about how I didn't know my husband had been doing the laundry for the past 5 years. It's a true story when my husband was like, I thought you were doing it sometimes. And I was like, I really thought I was doing it sometimes, but I don't know how to turn the washing machine on, so I guess I've never actually touched it. And then she tags it with, that's feminism. Hulu, for some reason, has announced a new 8-episode series for an unscripted series about Wayne Brady and his family. Untitled series will pull the curtain back on the life of actor, comedian, host, and singer Wayne Brady. What's he doing when he's not hosting Let's Make a Deal? Well, he's co-parenting his 20-year-old daughter alongside his ex-wife, soulmate, and business partner. Wayne and his ex have a production company together, and part of that production company is his ex-wife's life partner of 12 years, Jason. The ex and Jason just had a son. Untitled show will give viewers a raw, unfiltered look into the personal lives of Brady's blended family. While their family dynamic is unconventional, the reality series will reveal the unexpected points of view and values that most people, including his own family, have a hard time understanding. The Comedy Cellar is doing some streaming after more than 40 years of selling out performances inside the renowned club in Greenwich Village. The world-famous Comedy Cellar is giving fans the opportunity to step inside without having to go to New York. In partnership with Regal Cinemas, the Comedy Cellar will stream 2 performances live and uncensored in 48 movie theaters across Eastern and Central time zones. Hosted by Rich Aronovich and featuring 6 national headliners, including Yamanika Saunders, Jared Freed, Pat Burster, John Bishop, Ethan Simmons-Patterson, and Zarna Garg. Good lineup. Live from the Comedy Cellar, Saturday, August 5th, 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock Eastern. Noam Dworman, who owns the Comedy Cellar, said, "It's been proven we laugh 30 times more when watching comedy as part of a live audience compared to watching alone at home on our devices. With Live from the Comedy Cellar, we're giving comedy fans the opportunity to watch our sold-out shows live and uncensored without having to go to New York City." I'm always in favor of not having to go to New York City, and I'm from New York City. It is a nightmare to get to. I think in 1610 or whenever, they didn't think, hey, this little island here is surrounded by water. In 400 years, it's going to be really annoying to have to cross the bridge. They didn't think that far ahead. Well, I can't blame them, but it's annoying. Chris Fleming has a new comedy special coming to Peacock August 18th. It's called Chris Fleming Hell. It explores performance anxiety through surreal comedy, sketches, and more. Fred Armisen is back on tour. It kicks off today at the Beverly O'Neill Theater in Long Beach. It's the Drum Chords Tour, and he'll show you that you can play drums and be funny at the same time. Beverly O'Neill Theater, Long Beach tonight. La Jolla tomorrow. Then on the 6th, Arkansas. Then the 8th, Massachusetts. Then on the 12th, Alaska. Fred, who put this itinerary together? California, Arkansas, Massachusetts, Alaska, and then Texas? Get a map, dude. Unless you think TikTok is stupid, we got this covered. It tells us about a comedian documenting his journey from the bear newbie to being a real-life Kermie. You see, there's a TikTok trend where people say, yes, chef. If you've seen The Bear, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen The Bear, you're like, what is he talking about? Trust me. Yes, chef. It's a thing people say. The TikTok trend features people aggressively cooking in their kitchens like they have orders to fill and people to impress. People are obsessed with throwing around the phrase, yes, chef. Viewers and fans of the show are getting a big laugh out of people recreating the intensity that is Carmi's kitchen. The Bear is nominated for Emmys for Best Comedy, which I don't understand. I like the show a lot, seriously a lot, but I don't find it to be a comedy. Anyway, someone named Emma Jacobson on TikTok visited Kasama in Chicago to try out some of their breakfast sandwiches as seen on The Bear, and Emma found the line was way out the door due to hype from the show, and Emma waited an hour and a half for the pickup order, which is just crazy, but apparently it was worth the wait. And that's your comedy news for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. March to 1,000 subscribers. Go to YouTube, find Daily Comedy News, push subscribe. Don't care if you listen because you just listened. Just want to get to 1,000 subscribers and get some coins. See you tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Mark Francis and host of a new podcast, The Messi Effect. Join us as we take you into the exciting new world of Argentine soccer phenomenon, Lionel Messi. And his new life at Inter Miami will bring you into the glitz, the glamour, the star-studded events, along with the exciting journey to a new world of U.S. soccer and international football with news and stories 3 times a week. Come along for the ride as Messi, Miami, and Major League Soccer experience the journey of a lifetime. Get the Messi Effect wherever you get your podcasts.